Maturity isn't just one thing. When organizations look for a maturity score, they often want a number that sums up where the leadership team stands. That instinct makes sense. However, the problem is single number hides exactly what you need to see. An organization can be great at executing processes, but still struggle to make strong strategic decisions. It can have brilliant technology and still lack the ability to adapt to a changing market. A consolidated score averages all of that together and leaves you with a number that means very little. The Organizational Maturity Index scorecard works across 5 dimensions because that's what it takes to describe an organization's operating system without losing the parts that matter. Operations alone misses strategy. Technology alone misses adaptation. Strategy alone misses execution. Each dimension is scored independently based on its own evidence. That's what makes the interconnections visible. When a low score in one dimension is pulling another one down, the scorecard shows it. A single number will not show this phenomenon. The first dimension is operational excellence. It measures how well the organization executes its day-to-day work. That includes processes, workflows, handoffs, cycle times, and the discipline to follow through consistently. At low maturity, this often looks like tribal knowledge. Critical workflows live in the heads of long-tenured employees. Handoffs between teams are manual and inconsistent. Results vary depending on who's handling what that week. The organization runs, but it runs on people instead of systems. At high maturity, those same workflows are standardized. Cycle times are measured. Improvement is systematic instead of reactive. The organization can maintain its quality of execution when key people leave, when it scales up, or when roles change. Operational excellence is usually where efficiency gains show up early in a transformation. The work is visible, the benefits build fast, and it's often where the quick wins on a 90-day roadmap come from. The second dimension is technology and data intelligence. In simple terms, this dimension is about how well the organization can see itself. At low maturity, reports are built manually. The numbers in the boardroom don't match the numbers on the operations floor. Decisions get made using data that was accurate 2 weeks ago and may already be outdated. The infrastructure that's supposed to inform leadership ends up consuming analysts' time instead. At high maturity, real-time dashboards exist for the questions that matter most. Predictive models support the decisions that need them. Security and governance are built into the data layer instead of added later. The technology supports the work rather than slowing it down. Technology and data intelligence is the dimension where capability gaps tend to ripple most broadly into other areas. A low score here would drag down strategic decision integrity, adaptive capability, and often customer and market growth too. If you only have the budget to improve one dimension, this is often the one that lifts the most others with it. The third dimension is strategic decision integrity. It measures whether an organization's decisions are grounded in evidence or improvised from intuition. At low maturity, decisions are founder-led or instinct-led. Assumptions go unchallenged. The explanation created after a decision gets treated like the reasoning behind it, when the real reason was often just confidence. Governance exists on paper, but it has no real force. At high maturity, scenarios are modeled before commitments are made. Decision frameworks are clear and actually used. Governance challenges proposals instead of just rubber stamping them. The organization is willing to be wrong because the system is built to catch errors before they snowball. Strategic decision integrity is the dimension that determines whether the rest of the maturity work actually compounds. An organization with strong operations and weak decision integrity will execute the wrong things really well. The work will look impressive, but the strategy will still be off. The scorecard treats this dimension as a multiplier on the others, not just one column out of 5. The remaining 2 dimensions face outward instead of inward. Adaptive capability measures how quickly an organization absorbs change and turns it into action. That could mean new regulation, new competition, new technology, or shifts in customer behavior. At low maturity, change is treated like disruption you just have to survive, while at high maturity, change is treated like information you can use. The organization that adapts faster than its competitors builds an advantage that compounds over time. Customer and market growth measures whether growth is engineered or simply stumbled into. At low maturity, growth depends on individual relationships and conditions that can't be repeated. At high maturity, the organization understands which segments compound, which channels produce returns, and which offers convert. Growth becomes a matter of design, not luck. These two dimensions determine whether internal maturity turns into real competitive advantage in the market. An organization can be operationally excellent and strategically disciplined and still lose ground if it can't adapt fast enough or grow with intention. That's why the OMI scorecard has 5 dimensions, not one. Each one measures something the others can't, and each one shapes the conditions that help the others succeed. Together, they describe an organization's full operating system. Together, they reveal what a single number would hide.